Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're building something, a fortress. But not with stone and mortar. Nope, we're talking about a fortress built from data and code. We're gonna dive deep into how technology is literally creating a brand new kind of defense system for when things go sideways.
So let's just jump right in. We're gonna start with a question that every leader, every single organization, frankly, every one of us has to think about. When chaos strikes, and believe me, it strikes fast, how do we actually fight back? What do we have in our arsenal to pull order from the brink? Well, to even begin to answer that, you have to understand the battlefield has completely changed. You can basically throw out the old playbooks. Today's crises, they happen online. They unfold in the digital world, and they move at the speed of a viral tweet. It's just a different ballgame. Just look at this. The difference is night and day, right? On one hand, you've got the old way, phone trees, waiting for press releases, using paper maps. And on the other, real-time data, instant alerts, collaboration software. This isn't just some minor upgrade, it's a seismic shift in how fast a crisis can hit. Think about it. A single tweet, whether it's true or not, can cause more damage or do more good than a whole news broadcast used to. Okay, so how do we actually build this digital fortress? Well, the first part, the foundation really, is the watchtower. This is all about detection and monitoring. You've got to be able to see trouble coming from a mile away before it crashes your front gate. It's about getting a super clear picture of what you're up against. And that brings us to this key concept, situational awareness. This is the whole point of that watchtower. It's not just about having a mountain of data. Who cares about that? It's about knowing what it means. It's the difference between just seeing smoke and knowing exactly where the fire is, how fast it's spreading, and which way the wind is blowing. That level of clarity, well, that's what saves lives. So what are the tools that give us this superpower? Well, you've got things like social media monitoring. Think of those as your digital scouts, out there listening to what people are saying everywhere. Then you have real-time data analytics. These are your brilliant strategists, sifting through all the noise to find the actual patterns that matter. And the automated alerts? That's the alarm bell on the watchtower, going off the second a threat pops up. And really, this is the bottom line. Piles of data are totally useless if you can't get any insight from them. The whole goal of this tech is to take this hurricane of information and chaos and turn it into one clear signal you can actually act on. It's what empowers leaders to make that tough but right call when the clock is ticking. Okay, so we've got our watchtower. We can see what's happening. What's next? Well, now you need to communicate. You have to get the right info to the right people, and you have to do it instantly. This is where we bring in the command center as well, its digital megaphone. And communicating in a crisis isn't just about yelling the loudest. It's about being smart, and there's a process for that. First, you verify everything. You can't be wrong. Then you craft a message that's crystal clear, no jargon. You figure out exactly who needs to hear it, and then you get that message out there, like right now. You skip any of these steps, you're probably just gonna pour gasoline on the fire. And these are the tools we're talking about, right? This is our megaphone. For your own team, you're using collaboration software to make sure everyone's on the same page. For the public, you're on social media, reaching people where they are, in real time. And for those really, really critical alerts, you've got emergency notification systems that can ping every single phone in an area. It's all about using every possible channel to cut through the noise. All right, so we've got our watchtower to see the danger, and we've got our megaphone to get the word out. We're feeling pretty good, right? But what good is any fortress if your own walls can be knocked down? This leads us to something that is so important, but honestly, it gets overlooked way too often, and that's cybersecurity. You have to get this. The very tools you are counting on to manage the crisis, all that data, your communication lines, everything, that stuff becomes a target. There are people out there, malicious actors, who thrive on chaos and will try to use it against you. Suddenly, the crisis you're facing is only half the problem. And this pretty much lays out the two digital nightmares that keep crisis managers up at night: a massive data breach or a complete disruption of your infrastructure. Just imagine for a second your communication systems going completely dark right in the middle of an emergency. Yeah. That's why having these defenses in place isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely non-negotiable. And this quote from the source material just nails it. This whole thing isn't about buying a bunch of flashy new tech just to say you have it. No way.
It's about weaving these tools into the fabric of your organization to build something called resilience. And what's that? It's the ability to get hit hard, to bend under all that pressure, but not to break.
So, when you zoom out, what's the big picture? What's the point of all this? It's about using technology to do more than just manage a crisis. It's about fighting back against the chaos and creating order, restoring a sense of safety. And let's be honest, in a world that can feel pretty chaotic these days, that is a really powerful goal. But it leaves us with one last big question to think about. As we get better and better at building these incredible digital fortresses, are we starting to rely on their walls a little too much? I mean, what happens when the power goes out? What happens when the network fails? It's a really important thought to hang on to, as we continue to design the future of how we respond to crises.